Hello everyone. So I wanted to do a video on packaging a React app into Flatpak. I encountered this recently and I ran into a lot of errors and stumbled a lot on the way. And so when I found a way that worked, I thought, maybe it might be helpful to make a video about it for anyone who's encountering something similar. So basically, what I had was I had a React app, right? And I was like, as you know, hosted as a web app, and I was like, well, maybe if I can make this an app, um, how hard can that be? Is that a difficult thing? Um, going from React app to like a desktop app, and so that's kind of the journey I went, and that's what I want to do this video on. So I took some notes. So basically, here are some high level steps. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get and use what's called Electron. Um, Electron, amongst I'm sure maybe it probably has other features. Basically, it's a really 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 fast way to make a React app, which in this case is normally a web app. Make this React app run as a desktop application. So that's what Electron is for. This part is the very very easy, very fast. Step number two is actually packaging the app, and then step number three is running the app. And there's a couple of options that we'll go over. Um, Two and three is where I ran into issues. So I'll hopefully try to go over like the easiest way. Um, there are a lot of ways to go about this, but I just wanted to show the way that I found was the easiest. Because roots with like things like Electron Forge was very, very like error prone for me, at least on Linux. On Windows, actually, Electron Forge worked very nicely. So if you guys are on Windows and making apps for Windows, desktop apps, you can use Electron Forge, and it's very straightforward and very nice. But for Linux, I will show you guys this way. So let's go about it. Um, I'm at I tried to do this like at a starting point. So I just have a React app. I just created it uh, with this. Um, so it's just a fresh React app. I didn't do anything else. I didn't install anything else. So first thing we're gonna do is install Electron. I think it's just this. And so what we need to do is one, we need to install it, and two, we need to create what's called a main.js file. Okay. Um, so I have this from my existing, the one I was telling you guys about previously that I was trying to make a desktop app for. So we're just going to base it off of this one. And let me find that. I think it's this one. Is that right? Sample React app. So yes, okay. Okay. And I believe we put it in. Oh, I forgot. I think we put it here. Main.js. I can check again. Let me do that real quick. Yes, you put it in the root directory. Okay. Yeah. So we did that right. All right. So we're back here. Nice thing is, this can be pretty much copy pasted. I think the only thing to change is this. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you want to change the default width and height, but that's not a problem. So this is essentially the URL that, because your React app is usually a web app, right? So this is usually the URL that your desktop app is going to point to. So okay, so we have a main.js. We've installed Electron. So if you want, we can check real quick where's package. Here it is. I added this, so make sure you add this as well if it's not already there. And also you need to add this down here at the very bottom. I don't know if it has to be at the very bottom, but I just put it there. Okay, and so I believe now what you need to do, if you haven't already, is npm run build, and once that's done, npm electron. Okay, so and this led to, because again this is pointing to my URL, so this went to that. Okay, so whether you're using this main.js or a different one, and they're all going to look very similar. And so once that's going good, basically you can move forward once you hit npm run electron, and you see your app comp and you see what you expect. We're ready to go to the next step. So that was step number 1. So step number 2 is now we got to actually package this app. I mentioned Electron Forge previously. Again, that worked great on Windows for me. And on Linux, this worked a little bit better. Electron installer Flatpak. I tried with Electron Forge, but I just ran into error after error after error, and I got tired of it. Uh, so I looked into this, and this worked pretty nicely. So you're gonna do basically what they're saying. You're gonna make sure you have Flatpak and Flatpak Builder installed. I can have these links in the description as well. I believe this is separately from what they're saying up here. This will get you the Flatpak environment, but if you want Flatpak and Flatpak Builder, you can follow the link. It'll take you here. You can choose your distro. And just to make sure if you have you have Flatpak Builder as well, you can run this command. Again, I will make sure I have all these links for you. But basically, because I think I have Pop! OS, so I think this only installs Flatpak. So if you want Builder as well, you need to do this as well. Okay, so I think I already have those installed. So yeah, you want to make sure you have Flatpak and Flatpak Builder installed, and then you want to do these two as well. So it's not like one or the other. These are all together. Then now it's with npm. You're gonna want to install their package. There's basically 2 different routes. I usually prefer -G's for, I think, global. I usually prefer the global route. It's just easier. So go ahead and install. And make sure you add to your root directory. Actually, let's go through this. So since I have the same thing anyways, I'm at the same point. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. And okay, so this is one or the other. You don't have to do both. I think if you do both, I don't think it hurts. So, anyways, okay. So basically, it's saying that all this is saying you want to be at the root directory of your project. Okay, so and that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna make sure we're indeed at the root directory of the project. And if you're not aware, root directory is basically like where you see these, files, your source, public, and all those stuff, folders. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me see if there's anything. Form, yes. All right, I think there's nothing we need to change. That is just specifying this directory. All right. Okay, so hopefully. All right, I hope all that warning is okay. I think that's basically as dev dependency. I think that's this option. So I hope that's okay. We'll be able to check in a second. So basically, what I was saying is, it's gonna create your packaged app in this directory. So now, if we go ls, there is that dist folder. go in that next directory again. Okay, and we should have app right there. And I believe if we run that, I think just app. Oh, sorry, /app. Sorry. Okay, and there we go. We got the same thing. So we're at like the middle stage now. We have this packaged, okay? Meaning, like what that means is that we have this in the means of easily distributable, okay? Whereas our React app, other than a web app, obviously, as a web app is a different story. But a React app or our Electron app, let's say, if it's just the Electron app without packaging, when I distribute that to someone else, they have to install Electron. They have to, blah, 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 all that stuff. This is packaged. So we can just share this. And as long as they have this stuff, all the contents of this file, they can run that app. Okay, so it's packaged now. All right. Now, last step is if we want to put this into Flatpak, make this a Flatpak basically. And we are here right now. All right. So I found two options that work nicely, like not many errors or anything. Hopefully for you guys. One is continuing here, right? So, and because they mentioned the same thing, so you'll end up with this folder. So how do you turn that into a Flatpak, right? So you can continue with their method. Okay, that's one thing, and it works. There's nothing wrong with it. I found, by the way, I think going with the programmatically approach was better. Anyways, this works. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like you're gonna end up with errors or anything. So if you wanna run your app, just it's just an app for yourself, or maybe you just want to distribute it like a couple of maybe friends and stuff. Like basically, you don't want to actually publish it on Flathub. If you're just using it for yourself, installing the app locally, this is a great option. Okay, if you want to publish on Flathub, I would recommend following what their documentation says and go with option 2. And I have that pulled up as well. I can show you. And I think I think I can go through. I think I can show you guys both actually. All right. It turns out I was actually just kidding. I'm not going to show you both options. I'm only going to show you number 2. I went through option number 1. I don't know why this keeps opening. And I kept running into errors. So using the rest of this, the installation portion. And last time I tried to do this, I lost my whole weekend. So we're not doing this again. So where we left off is where we had the app packaged, right? And I showed you how if you launch, we have this directory, and if we launch /app, we get this. So we have our app packaged, right? Now we need to get it into a Flatpak, right? So we're gonna use option 2, where you just go through their official, documentation. Okay, so basically, let's go up. All right, so make sure you have this installed. I think we might have already earlier. I'm not sure if not. This is Flatpak builder, basically. So if you don't have it installed yet, go ahead and install it. And basically what you want to do is, before we run any more commands, I have here a very basic manifest. So if you want to convert your packaged app into a Flatpak, you're going to need a Flatpak manifest, right? And it goes by this syntax, okay? And I can post this like in the description so you guys can copy paste it. But basically, it's pretty simple. The app name and the app ID go by this format. And what else should I explain through this? Let's see. Nothing here needs to be changed. This is just permissions that you want your Flatpak to be able to use, I think. So if you want like your app to be able to access certain directories on the computer of the person using it, you would change things here. So, but these are just like, I guess, default, like very basic ones. So here to here, everything stays the same. You can just copy paste. Here to here, everything also stays the same, because I'll tell you why you need this zpack in a second. If you don't have this, you're gonna run into some Chrome sandbox errors. So make sure you have this part. And here to here, for the most part, 90% can stay the same. Let's see. Maybe you want to change the name if you like. Keep this the same. Keep this the same. Keep this the same. This the same. I think everything can stay the same then. Other than changing, these kind of things, I think pretty much everything can stay the same. So basically what this is going to do is, so this part is just installing and moving everything to this bin directory, so that we can run it. And because in the end, just like we did in the terminal, we want to just do /app in the end, right? That's to run our app, okay? But notice, so this is the command field. That's where normally that would go. So, but notice that's not the case here, because we need this. We need to utilize this cpack wrapper. So that's where these lines come in. So what we're doing is we're not just doing /app. We are kind of utilizing this cpack wrapper because it's kind of like a long story, but if you don't and you just do like try to run or just app directly, you're gonna get into an error with like a Chrome sandbox dependency. But the thing is, you can't really fix that yourself. It's gonna ask you to change permissions, but you can't really change the root permissions in the Flatpak environment. So this is kind of like a really nice workaround that someone did online, and that's what we're utilizing. So this kind of solves that error. If you want, you can try without this, without the zpack stuff, and just try to run an app and see what happens. But that's where you're gonna wind up with. Okay, so yeah, I think this is kind of the bare minimum. Okay, and pretty much everything can be copy pasted. And so now we have our manifest. Do we need anything else before proceeding? I don't think so. Okay, so make clear. Keep it. Go back to direct. Okay, so now we're back at the parent directory again, right? And the reason why we don't stay in this directory is because, one, the manifest is here, and two, the manifest is already pointing there. So we don't need to worry about that. So just go to the root directory, and I have this command here. Okay, so let me make this, I guess, bigger. So again, I'll post this, but what happened? Okay, you just need to change one thing in the command, is this part. So if you're gonna use the same name just to practice, you can use the same thing. But you're just gonna change the file name of the manifest here, and just go ahead and enter. It's gonna do a bunch of stuff. Hopefully, since this app is like very, very small, it's not going to take very long. But yes, it's gonna package it for you, and then right after this, we should be able to run it, and we should be good to go. While that's running, if you are actually interested, so again, this is just locally. This is a Flatpak locally for you. You can share it with your friends and stuff. But if you want to actually publish it, I can post this link as well. So this is basically like their submission process. We did this step, basically making sure it actually runs and works locally. But you're gonna have to do, if you want to publish it, you're gonna have to do a little bit more than that. You're gonna need to run a linter. You're gonna need to there's more. Hold on. There was more, like metadata and stuff. Where did it go? Sorry. Oh, here. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna need. So we have the manifest. This flathub.json. This is actually a very small file. This is very fast. Dependency manifest. I'm not sure what this is. But basically, you're gonna need like a couple of things: a desktop file, so you can have like these like little app things, icons and stuff. Um, all that stuff. So you're gonna have to add a little bit of things. What I can do is I can link um, a GitHub page of a project that I based my stuff off of, and he has all of these. So follow through this if you're trying to publish to Flathub. Follow through this, and if you're wondering where something is supposed to go, like which directory and stuff, you can look at that GitHub page. I'll link. But yeah, again, that's all if you want to publish a Flatpak. And honestly, why not? I mean, making apps is pretty cool. Like especially like if you it's nice to make your own things, and I like don't think like how do I say this? Just because you yourself or like you and your friends are using it doesn't really like you know make it any less like even if you just yourself use your own app, like it's very cool to see it down here at the at the dock, your own app that you made. So, don't like shy away from making apps. Like with React, it makes it really, and then with Electron, it makes it super easy. Um, so have fun with it, honestly. And okay, that is done. Um, now we can just do Flatpak run. Give the app ID. Just like that, I think. Okay, and here we are. So now we have our app running. Yeah, so now it is actually a Flatpak. Okay, so now we have finished through the process. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, so we did option 2 basically. Again, I don't feel like doing option 1. I ran into a lot of errors again. I don't want to do that again. So yeah, here's option 2 for you. Um, but yeah, so again, to recap, we used Electron to make a React app, which is normally a web app, run as a desktop app. Okay, and we used this Electron installer to package the app, and then we used Flatpak Builder to actually make the Flatpak. So I hope that saves you guys some time. It took me a whole weekend to figure this out, so I really hope this helped. This helps you. Um, but again, making apps is pretty cool, and in my opinion, making them and publishing them is very cool. Um, Even if your app is just like something just very simple, like it's very very cool to, you know, put your it's kind of a way of putting your fingerprint in the world, Uh, so go for it.